While Jogab was working in the bar, cleaning and carrying heavy boxes, while carrying one of the boxes, Jogab collided with a man who was walking drunk. Jujab fell to the ground hard. The bottles of drink were broken and his clothes were wet. The floor of the bar was filled with drink. As soon as Raphael heard the resulting chaos, about broken bottles, until he rose up like a beast and looked at the chaos with an angry look. Then he looked at Jujab and said to him in a terrifying tone, "You will not survive what you have done, you foolish rat." He was severely beaten, and everyone in the bar was screaming and chanting, "Hit him, Raphael! Hit him, yeah, yeah!" They were enjoying themselves as if they were watching a theatrical performance. As for poor Jujab, he had suffered enough beatings and suffered severe bruises and injuries, and the merciless Raphael locked him in a dark basement in the bar. Poor Jujab slept in the scary basement, with no pillow to lay his head on and no cover to protect him from the cold. Suddenly, the beating of wood woke up Jujab. Jujab was afraid and thought that Raphael had come to hit him again, but the sound was coming from the window above. Jujab climbed on the wine boxes to find out who was knocking. He opened the window and was surprised to see someone he knew. He remembered him and said in astonishment, "You are that boy, a thief." "Satchel," the boy whispered cautiously. "Grab this rope quickly before that big man sees you." Jujab ran away with the boy and recognized him. The boy's name was Mario, and he looked like Jujab, smart, cheerful, and poor. But he was less daring than Jujab. He lived with his grandmother, whom he took care of, near the river. He went to school and excelled without getting tired. Jujab was very impressed with Mario, and they exchanged tricks and formed an amazing duo. Mario ran away from school and met Jujab, who was waiting for him behind the school fence, and they began their adventures of stealing and playing. Mario was the first friend that Jujab had, and he was happy with him. Mario taught Jujab to swim and fish, and they would grill delicious fish at night and stay up until sunrise and enjoy watching the wonderful sunrise that sends its rays over the surface of the river. After a period of time, while Gojab was working in the bar as usual, a tall, strange man came, and a secret conversation took place between him and Raphael. Gojab was listening to their conversation, and he was surprised when he realized that the strange man had come to buy Jujab from Raphael so that he could serve him and be one of his slaves. Jujab said to himself, "Who do you think you are, you insolent person, to enslave Gojab? You and those with you have lost." Jujab sneaked out of the bar and quickly went to Mario's house and told him what he heard in the bar. Jojab decided to flee the village and migrate to a place he did not know, and Jujab stayed in Mario's house for some time. Jojab asked, "Where are you going if you don't know the town?" Jojab replied, "I don't know, mate, but I would rather have hell than lose my freedom and live with Raphael and—" Mario interrupted. "How about you go to—" Knock, knock. Calm prevailed over the place. Jujab was very afraid and hid inside one of the cells. Mario's grandmother stood up, leaning on her wooden cane, and opened the door. She said in an angry tone, "What do you want?" The man answered her calmly and tactfully, "I truly apologize for the inconvenience, but did anyone visit you today?" The grandmother replied, "This has nothing to do with you, and no one has ever visited us." The man said, "Are you sure, ma'am?" The grandmother said sarcastically, "Does it seem to you, sir, that I am joking with you?" She closed the door in his face forcefully. The man went to his business. After long planning between Jujab and Mario, Jujab decided to go to the neighboring town in the middle of the night so that no one would see him. Gojab bid farewell to Mario and the grandmother and left quickly, walking towards the village gate. He was very frightened, looking right and left, and he saw the ghost of Raphael chasing him, and he left the village. Suddenly, Gojab felt movement behind him. It was difficult to see as the place was very dark. When the source of the sound approached, Gojab saw an unidentified person walking towards him. Gojab felt afraid and started screaming and running. Gojab continued running, and the man continued to follow him until he reached a train heading to the city. He jumped to him without hesitation, but he did not find anyone behind him. He discovered that he was running away from his nightmares and fears. He fell asleep on the train after a long night.